Good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here. I see there is a couple of people connecting, so before we get into matter, I'm gonna allow people to get fully connected. Thank you very much for joining us on this webinar regarding how to obtain a non-lucrative visa to live in Spain. Today we are streaming from several platforms. We are on Zoom, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn Live, and we're also on YouTube. So I encourage you, before we finish our conference, to start sending your questions so I make sure to address them all before we finish our time here. We're going to be here for approximately half an hour, and I really look forward to solve all the doubts that you may have regarding the process of application and how you can obtain a non-lucrative visa to live in Spain. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adriana María Barba. I'm a dual degree lawyer, both in the United States and Spain. And along with my partner, Manuel Vázquez, I'm the managing partner of Vázquez and Barba International Legal Consultants. We are a law firm and a licensed real estate agency based in Spain, but we have offices throughout the world. Since we were founded in 2015, we have been recognized as one of the best new law firms in Spain for expats. And I have also been recognized as one of the best lawyers for real estate and international taxation in Spain for expats. Let's first talk about Spain. There are some other countries that offer programs that might be similar. But Spain, and I'm going to talk to you about my personal experience also. I was born in Latin America, then I lived in the United States, and I have decided to make of Spain my home, my country. I'm a citizen of Spain, and I have also become first an entrepreneur and now I'm a business owner in Spain. And I've been here 12 years. I don't regret having moved to Spain one day. So I want to make the process of moving to Spain, obtaining a residence card to live in Spain, or all your processes here in Spain, well, easier than they were for me. Spain in particular, as you know, is located in southwestern Europe, is regarded one of the most beautiful countries and holiday destinations in the world, and with a very good reason. It is a very vibrant country, very tolerant, where human rights are respected. There is an excellent quality of life, only second to Japan, and fantastic public healthcare system, only second to Germany. Spain has one of the most important economies in Europe and is also a full member of the European Union and the Eurozone. So apart from the personal reasons that I can give you for living in Spain, after having the life experience that I had after living in a Latin American country and then in Miami and New York, and now here, objectively, is one of the best countries to reside in, because this is that the diversity of the culture and also the high quality of the public services offered to the whole of the population, including universal healthcare and universal public education. And today we're going to speak specifically about how to obtain a non-lucrative visa to reside in Spain. The concept of a non-lucrative visa is delineated by the legislator, thinking particularly, that I have, if you see me looking up, is because I'm transmitting on different screens, and I want to make sure that I pay attention to all of you and all the questions or inquiries that you may have. Allow me to remind you at this point that if you want a private consultation with me, you can just send us an email at info@bvilc.com, which is the same email in which you received the invitation for this webinar, and we will be happy to schedule a consultation one-on-one. So as I was telling you regarding the non-lucrative visa, the legislator, when he delineated this law, he was thinking of a retiree. So the ideas in the law are thought for persons who already have a pension and are willing to spend their pension in Spain, not needing to work. But the requirement applies to anybody who qualifies under the requirements of the law. So in order to apply for a non-lucrative visa, the requirements that you should have are, you should have sufficient economic funds. And regarding this law, and in specific for this law, that means that you earn a percentage, which is 400% of as an economic indicator in Spain that is called EPREM. That translates to approximately receiving 3,000 euros a month per person. If you are willing to bring your family, is not the amount of money does not increment in double or triple or quadruple, but it is a sliding scale increment. So if you're planning on coming with your significant other or with your children, please send us an email and we will be happy to make that calculation for you. But for one person, it is an approximation of 3,000 euros a month for this year. That economic indicator, the one that I mentioned, varies every year. That's why it is a percentile. But it is 400% of the EPREM. In addition to that, you should have possession of sufficient funds also in your bank account. And that means having what the government considers necessary for a person to live for a year in Spain. And again, as an approximation of that amount, because it's also calculated based on a percentage, that translates to 30,000 euros a year. So in terms of economic funds, you should calculate receiving every month, being able to demonstrate that you received every month, either by your pension, either because you have dividends from a company, either because you receive benefits from a trust, or for any legal reason, an approximate of a monthly amount of 3,000 euros, and having saved in your bank account an approximate of 30,000 euros. These amounts are the minimum that we recommend for the visa to be approved. If you translate the percentage precisely from the amount and you show to the authorities that you have just the minimum required, it is likely that your visa is not approved. In addition to that, you should also have a private health contract. Given that the public healthcare system in Spain is excellent, the law prevents persons from coming to Spain only for the reason to receive medical treatment. So in order to have the non-lucrative visa approved, and then for the renewal, you should have a private healthcare contract. That is, please do not contract a private health insurance without consulting us first, because it has to be with a Spanish company and it has to provide the same coverage or very similar coverage than the one that the public health healthcare system provides to all citizens of Spain. In addition, the health insurance company must be able to issue a certificate for you to attach to your application. So it is important that prior to choose a health insurance company to provide you with this healthcare contract in order to apply for this visa, that you consult us first, so you are sure prior to contracting this private health insurance that is one that complies with the requirement of the law. In addition to these two requirements, which are probably the most difficult ones to obtain, then you should provide a copy of your passport, a copy of your birth certificate in order to apply for the non-lucrative visa, even though you can make part of your application your children or your dependents. The main applicant must be over 18 years old. And for any migratory process in Spain, you should be able to demonstrate that you don't have any kind of criminal background in any of the countries that you have resided for the past 5 years. In the case of the United States, this is certified by an FBI report, which is somewhat of cumbersome document to obtain because you need to submit fingerprints, and the FBI sometimes takes a little time to issue this document. There are some other countries in which it's a document that is very easy to obtain, but in the United States, it might become a process in itself to obtain a criminal background check. Again, my recommendation is that you do not obtain any documents until you have a consultation with us, because these documents for the Spanish government, they expired after 30 or 90 days, depending on the document. So we need to make sure that we coordinate all the documentation, so all of it is valid by the time that you submit the documentation for the approval of your non-lucrative visa. The visa, it is designed for you to live off the funds that you receive from outside of Spain. This means that you are not authorized to work in Spain. You are able to live and enjoy all the benefits of a legal resident in Spain. You are able to travel throughout the Schengen area, and you can enter into contracts, and you can easily open a bank account and get your utilities set up under your name, including your cell phone contract. But you will not be able to work in Spain if you have a non-lucrative visa. What are the benefits of obtaining a non-lucrative visa? A main applicant, as I explained to you, after proving that he or she has sufficient funds in this sliding scale of the percentage of the EPREM, is able to bring family members with him or her. You will have freedom of movement throughout the Schengen area. The application is one of the fastest that is approved by the Department of Migration here in Spain, or Oficina de Extranjería in Spanish. And considering the speed in which the document is approved, is one of the most convenient ones if you don't have the capacity to invest, because the one that is approved the fastest is the one commonly known as the Golden Visa program, which the Golden Visa allows you to work and live, but requires that you make a minimum investment of 500,000 euros in real estate in Spain, or 1 million euros in Spanish stocks or bonds, or 2 million euros in Spanish public debt. So as you can see, the benefits are almost the same, but do not require the significant investment that it is required under the Golden Visa application. In addition, our firm, since I am specialized in international taxation and we have a local team of accountants, we are able to plan your fiscal situation once you decide to move to Spain, to make sure that you fulfill all your tributary obligations around the world, making sure that you pay the corresponding taxes that are required for you to pay in Spain once you become a fiscal resident in Spain, but also in the country from where you're visiting from. Since you are still receiving income from that country, this is a service that will be necessary and that we can also provide for you. So to recap, the non-lucrative visa is designed for persons that are willing to move to Spain, reside in Spain for at least 183 days out of the calendar year, but that do not need to work in Spain. In order to apply for the non-lucrative visa, you will have to prove that you have sufficient economic funds, depending on if you're planning on applying for yourself or for your family, that you have a private health insurance contract, and that you submit the right documents, meaning passport, birth certificate, and criminal background check. And they need to be officially translated into Spanish. We can also provide that service for you. And they need to be apostilled in your country of origin or by the country that they were issued. And that apostille stamp also needs to be translated. And to summarize, the benefits of a non-lucrative visa. I always compare it with the golden visa because it's the fastest one to be approved, but this is the second fastest one. And one of the benefits is that it doesn't require for the applicant to invest. It is an application procedure that is usually approved very fast, that you will have freedom of movement throughout the Schengen area, and that you will be able to bring your family members into the European Union, to live in the European Union with you, with having a main applicant applying for the non-lucrative visa. So I'm going to check our different outlets to see if we have pending questions. If this is a time for you, for the last 5 minutes, 7 minutes that we have here, to send me any questions that you have regarding this program. Let me check if I have anything here or here or here. Okay. I see that we don't have any questions pending. So please allow me to thank you for attending this webinar regarding the application procedure and the benefits of the non-lucrative visa in Spain. Oh, Eric, thank you so much for asking. Yes, if you are able to bring your parents into Spain, if you are able to prove that your parent is your dependent. The amount of the sufficient funds will be increased, but in short, yes, you will be able to bring your parents with you under the application for this visa. Thank you so much. The visa is initially approved for 1 year, then is approved for 3 years, and then it is approved for 5 years. And this allows me the opportunity to clarify that for persons who are citizens of former territories of Spain, meaning Latin America and, for example, the Philippines, after 2 years of permanent residency in Spain, which the non-lucrative visa grants a permanent resident status, you will qualify to apply for Spanish citizenship for residency. So applying for a non-lucrative visa, it is a great way to start your path for citizenship in Spain. And once you become a citizen, which is a process after 2 years, and we can also assist you in the process of application for citizenship in Spain. After 2 years, you qualify, if you are a citizen of a former territory of Spain, to apply for citizenship in Spain. The process of application and approval takes an approximate 2 years too. So you can make a plan of starting this path of having citizenship in approximately 5 years. You will be able to modify, I'm replying to the questions that I have on the chat boxes. You will be able to modify the non-lucrative visa into working and through a visa that would allow you to work, but this is not recommended to do, at least until after the first renewal, because you're supposed to come into Spain declaring the actual reason why you came into Spain. And if you have doubts as to how to come to Spain as a digital nomad or as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, please review our previous webinars. We have a YouTube channel in which this webinar will also be posted and recorded, or we'll soon have another webinar discussing that topic. And you will, if you receive the invitation for this webinar, you will also receive that invitation on your email. Yes, after 2 years of permanent residency in Spain, if you are a citizen of a country that was a former territory of Spain, so most of Latin America and some countries like the Philippines. Dual citizenship is allowed depending on the country where you're from. Most of Latin America allows dual citizenship. If you're from the United States, if the passport that you apply with is from the United States does not allow dual citizenship with Spain. So if you want to apply for Spanish citizenship, in the case of an American citizen, will be after 10 years of residing in Spain. You will have to renounce to your American citizenship in order to obtain Spanish citizenship. Let me check again if I have more questions. I just want to make sure that all your questions are answered, and I think they are. So now allow me to thank you for your attendance and for accompanying me on this webinar. As I said, I don't regret my decision to leave on having changed countries and having chosen Spain as the country where I live, where I have established my business and my family, and where I now do my everyday life. It is my objective and my purpose to make this process as easy as it can be for you. Qualified to do it. As I mentioned to you, I'm a licensed lawyer by the Spanish bar. I'm also a licensed lawyer by the New York bar. I have been practicing in Spain for over 12 years. And we have the experience of many satisfied clients that have decided to make the move and hire us to accompany them in the process. It would be my privilege to accompany you on making the decision, solving your doubts, and putting your application and getting the approval or your visas first, and then of your permanent residencies. And if it is your choice, of your Spanish citizenship. So if you have any additional questions or want to schedule a consultation, please write to us at info@bvilc.com. We will be happy to take care of you. And do not forget to continue to joining us on the following webinars. We give one every Tuesday. And as of today, we have the whole month of October scheduled. So we will still have a couple of live webinars in order to solve all your doubts regarding all the main processes that will allow you to obtain a resident card in Spain. Once again, thank you, and I look forward to hear from you directly. Have a great afternoon.